Welcome, everybody. I am excited today to bring you Doug Breaker, the CEO at Scripted. Doug, welcome. Thanks for joining me.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here.
Doug, I would love for you to start us off by just sharing a little bit about who you are and how you got to what you're doing now at Scripted.
Yeah, great question. So obviously my name is Doug Breaker. I'm the CEO of Scripted. I joined Scripted about 15 months ago. Prior to that, I was CEO of a company called Earth Class Mail for a little over 2 years. And then prior to that, CEO, and then prior to that, VP of product for a company called Home Finder, which is a real estate website, much like Zillow or Trulia. And then spent a few years at orbitz.com, the big travel site before that. And I was the software developer prior to that at a startup. So kind of a long, winding path, but here I am at Scripted.
What gets you excited these days about what's going on at Scripted?
Yeah, so Scripted's really cool. So like I said, I wasn't the founder. I joined a year and a half ago. But Scripted historically has been a marketplace of freelance writers. And I love writing, so like that part of it is super cool. And the chance to hook up really great writers with really great clients and create like long-term relationships there is awesome. And then we're doing a lot of cool stuff on kind of helping people grow traffic through writing with our cruise control product, and that's super awesome. I love doing that stuff.
Yeah. And you guys are fairly well known in the space for freelance writing, so I don't think we need to spend too much time on what it is that you guys do. But for those who haven't actually used Scripted, walk us through a little bit about what the experience is like to have a piece of content written on the Scripted platform.
Yeah, so it works. You can have any number of things written. So you can have a blog post written, you can have a white paper, you can have a press release, tweets, Facebook posts, LinkedIn posts, pretty much anything. And the way that it works is pretty cool. We've simplified it a bunch. So what you do is you come in and describe what you want written, and we have a whole bunch of templates that help you out there. And then you put it out to the writer network and they propose. And so with a proposal, you'll get to see exactly what the writer wants to write, their price, and a whole bunch of really cool quality statistics on the writer. So, how much are their lifetime earnings with Scripted? What's their quality rate? How many times do they follow guidelines? What's their star rating? So pretty much everything we can expose to hook you up with the best writer, we do. And then you get to choose from those proposals, and the writer starts writing. You get a few revision requests, and then at the end, you're left with hopefully a great piece of writing that helps you out.
I love it. It's super easy. And a lot of people, I feel like you kind of mentioned this, but a lot of people I think of outsourced writing as being kind of just for blog articles. But you mentioned there's a lot more that you can leverage Scripted writers for. So what are some of the different areas other than maybe like the social posts that people are leveraging Scripted writers for with their content?
Yeah, so we have people kind of doing everything. White papers, obviously, blog posts. One of the coolest new things that we're doing is actually Quora answers. So we actually have writers that will go answer Quora questions under their own profiles, so they're writing under their own names, and link back to whatever site you want for you. And it's a really cool way to let the writers write under their own names and build up authority, and then bring you benefit in terms of traffic back to your site and more recognition for whatever you're trying to promote.
Yeah, that's super cool. And that was something that was new to me as we've been talking. And I love the idea of using that outsourced piece for some of that, essentially what can kind of serve as some link building. And it's really cool. So you mentioned you guys are just launching a new tool called Cruise Control. So tell us a little bit more about that.
Yeah, so I mentioned I work for Home Finder and orbitz.com. And a lot of my role there, other than being CEO at Home Finder, was building traffic, because both those companies depended on organic traffic. And so when I started Scripted, I thought, how can we turn Scripted into not just writing, but a tool to help you get more organic traffic through quality writing. And so cruise control helps you do that. We use kind of a combination of all the best SEO tools out there. So Ahrefs and SEMrush, and I never know if it's SEMrush or SEMrush, but whatever.
I don't either.
Authority Labs and Readable, and like I think we've got 10 of them. But what we do is we try to make the process of keyword research and topic research and competitor evaluation super easy, and then translate that into, hey, if we want to go after a certain keyword, what does the piece need to look like? So how long should it be? What should the title be? What should the outline be? And then we hand that off to our writers, and they write it. And then after, we do a bunch of tracking and kind of best practice promotion. So, we'll track how many keywords the piece is ranking for, how many links has it built, what kind of traffic is it bringing in, and then just walk people through best practice of like, hey, did you promote this piece on your socials? Did you email it out to your list? Do you want to do any guest blogging? Do you want to answer Quora questions on it? And try and like make the process of content marketing just easier for those people that are doing it, with the end goal of helping people build traffic through really good writing. Yeah,
and I think there's the content marketer that loves to dig in deep into those tools like SEMrush and Ahrefs is kind of few and far between. They're out there, and that's great. But I think for the average content marketer who is really the writer first, this is an amazing tool for people to leverage and be able to, I love the idea of it, just the name of cruise control, I think says it all, to be able to kind of sit back and relax and know that you're doing the right things. And that's really what's gotten me excited about as I've gotten to learn more about that tool and dig in a little bit there.
Yeah, I'm really lazy, and if I can automate things and make things easy for myself, then I end up doing it. And like so much of content marketing I found is just, following the recipe each time and making sure you do all of those steps. And if you don't have tools to help you, like I'm lazy enough where I won't do it, or like I'll skip the promotion step, or like important steps. And cruise control just helps you complete all of those steps using kind of best of breed tools and the best practices. So it's good, and it really helps, and really like kind of helps you do all of the best practices and put out the content and promote it, and then get the traffic, which is the kind of the end goal.
Yeah, I love it. If you guys want to learn more about cruise control, about Scripted, head on over to scripted.com/Hubcast. You can learn everything. You can start right there. And Doug, if our listeners have any questions or they're looking to get in touch, where's the best place for them to go?
Yeah, obviously you can follow us on Twitter and contact us. If you want to talk to me, I'm just Doug@scripted.com, so shoot me a note. I may not respond right away, but I promise I'll respond. I'm at dbreaker on Twitter, so hit me up. I'd love to hear from you.
Awesome. Well, Doug, thanks so much for joining us. And everybody else, get out there and get after it.